So in this episode of Divestment Tales, there's an update to the Lauren Smith Fields case. Now, if you remember her, she was 23 years old, and she was found deceased in her bed. At the time, the police claim it was not old, when we say old, we think elderly, a white man that just found her, dead on the bed. The police that gave the family basically the runaround. Didn't treat them, as they should treated them whatsoever. But now the toxicology report has come out, and it actually said what she died of. And also, as people put up things on social media, things are found. Lauren said some interesting thing. One interesting thing in particular that caught definitely my attention. But let's go ahead and roll this clip so you can actually hear everything, what's being said, even what the family is saying. Let's go to it.
Death of 23-year-old Lauren Smith Fields.
It was careless. It was no concern. There was no care for the family about how we felt, our grief, our pain, none of that.
The I-Team obtained this police report of the response to a 911 call from Lauren's apartment on the morning of December 12th from a white male identified as Matthew LaFountain. The investigator notes he was trembling and visibly shaken. LaFountain said they met on the dating site Bumble, began drinking shots of tequila, and Lauren became ill. That later they played some games, ate some food, and started to watch a movie. He says he carried her to her bedroom and laid her in her bed. He then laid down next to her and fell asleep. He woke up again at approximately 0630 hours, and she was laying on her right side. Blood was coming out of her right nostril onto the bed, and she was not breathing.
The whole day goes by. No police reach out to the family at all.
Her close-knit family says they went to the apartment the next day after frantically calling and texting Lauren and were referred to a Detective Cronin.
They didn't even contact us. They didn't let us know anything. It's crazy. And I'm asking what's going on. He said she met some guy on Bumble. And I'm asking about the guy. He was like, oh, he sounds like a really nice guy. He sounds like a really good guy. And he was like, I'll call you back, and just hung up in my face.
They say the detective promised to come by the apartment.
Never showed up.
The family says the relationship with police devolved from there. No contact from December 13th until December 29th. They returned to the apartment to clear out Lauren's belongings and claim a new detective came by to say he'd taken over the case from Detective Cronin.
The detective said he effed up, he messed up. He effed Cronin, he messed up. He didn't know what he was doing. He messed up the case.
The family says they provided evidence they'd collected to crime scene investigators who arrived for the first time that day. Included a bloody sheet and a pill.
And 2 cups of drinks or whatever next to a bottle. They didn't take none of that. We seen a condom, we seen lube, other stuff in there, and they didn't take none of this.
Sources close to the investigation tell the I-Team the Matthew LaFountain pictured in this social media photo, now removed, was the man at Lauren's apartment. A neighbor at his listed address in Milford confirmed LaFountain's identity, but we were unable to reach the 37-year-old who has not been accused of any wrongdoing. LaFountain's same image appeared under the name Matthew Thomas, now also taken down.
Anyone that genuinely cared and they were there, the last person there, and they know that nothing bad happened, you would at least even reach out to the family yourself. Listen, I know I'm sorry for your loss of your daughter or your sister.
The family's last contact with police was on January 4th at headquarters with their attorney.
What I believe is that the police failed to collect and preserve that environment from the first day.
The attorney has now filed a notice of claim to sue Bridgeport for negligence, claiming key evidence was not initially submitted to the state lab.
I feel like because he's a white guy and she's a black girl, it's just almost like they just thrown it under the rug.
That night she was silenced, so now we are her voice.
Well, as you can see, the guy that supposedly found her, and he didn't find anything, he's 37 years old. He's not no elderly man or anything like that. Now, as we all knew, she met this man on the app called Bumble. He says allegedly that, they met up, went to the crib, was drinking some tequila, played some video games or whatever. They ate food. And he said that he just, took her to her bedroom and went and he just, they went to sleep. And he woke up by 6:30 in the morning. And he noticed that, there was, blood coming out her nose and she was not breathing. Now, as the toxicology report said, that she definitely had the tequila in her system, but also she had fentanyl in her system. Now, fentanyl is not something that a lot of black folks fool with. We hear a lot of them folks fooling with fentanyl, not black folks. Now, I know a few black folks now, believe it or not, are lacing, their reefer with this stuff. And black folks, you keep getting around these other people that they do a whole lot more than you, you're going to have the same results. Fentanyl can actually take out an elephant. Do you know that? Fentanyl is that powerful. What are you doing fooling with any kind of fentanyl at all, right? Fentanyl is extremely powerful. But so that was in her system. And then if you go through her Facebook page, which is still up, you're going to give you an idea who Lauren Smith Fields was. And the way they're trying to portray her right now versus what she posted on her own page. Because let me tell you something. When I was, a single man, I was dating or whatever, the first thing that I would like to see is a woman's social media page. The reason why is because this is what she put up about herself. This is what she says completely. This is her thoughts. This is her postings. So it gives you a good clue on what this woman is, just a little bit, right? If men would take 5 minutes to go through a woman's social media page, look at the kind of pictures she's posting, look what she's saying, who she's hanging around with, where she's kind of taking pictures at. You know what I'm saying? It gives you kind of a clue, and you can actually weed out certain women if you look at the social media postings. So as you look at her social media postings, it's not nothing that I can say is, some sort of church girl. No, it's not that whatsoever. But a lot of them these days aren't. She's a modern female. But there was one particular post that got a lot of, brothers' attention. And I want to make sure, Brother Elvis put this picture up. So as you see here, it says Lauren Smith Fields. She posted this January 30th, 2020. One person that says, when I start dating white men, just know I tried my hardest with you coloreds. And then Lauren Smith Fields said in January 30th, 2020, this me AF. Now, that's a messed up comment, Lauren. And I just, we just gotta boo you on that one. Lauren, no. That ain't it. Why we gotta be coloreds? I mean, you colored too. We just about the same color, right? So if I'm colored, you colored, we all colored. That's that old, self-hate. But anyway, so since a lot of brothers have been seeing this and say, well, hey, she didn't want to deal with us colors, so it is what it is. Now, for the remedial people, and it's not you that's watching, because you the smart people. See, people that watch me are smart people. I know that. But you have a few remedial people try to come into the comment section. And the reason why people are talking about this, me included, is because comments like that, and the reason why we talk about quote unquote divestors is not that they date white men. I mean, you can date whatever you want to date. Look at a woman like Serena Williams. She's married to a white man, right? Nobody even talks about her or her husband like that. She never says nothing bad about brothers. She's not out here advocating to young black women if they get pregnant by a brother to terminate the child if it's a boy. Or she's not on here just talking just greasy all day about brothers. She don't do any of that. She just lives her life. This is why nobody said nothing bad about Serena, including myself. I don't. Now, I think the last thing I talked about with her was when she actually came out and said, with her little girl, she couldn't stand the way he smelled because he don't bathe as he should. But that is a trait that comes with those people if you study their history. And know that baths is not something that they really like too much. And it took us to teach them how to bathe through the Moors. Okay? When the Moors had conquered parts of Europe, they taught them it's okay to bathe twice a day. Water don't hurt you. Because they used to feel in their history that if you just change your clothes, you change your undergarments, you change your linen on your bed, then that makes you clean. Not actually putting soap and water on your body. You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, look it up. This is European history that I'm telling you. You can look up yourself on Google. So yeah, I'll talk about something like that. But as Serena and even calling her a divester, I would never call her a divester. I mean, she just married the guy she married. I've seen other people trying to use terminology against talking about black men are divestors. No, they're not. Because black men are not out here telling you to, or telling other black men to encourage black women that they got pregnant to terminate any child due to the sex of the baby. Black men aren't doing that. Black men don't got these hate campaigns, anything like that. They really don't. Black men, they been fooling women, whoever they want to fool with. They don't need no group to do it. Just be honest with you. The divestment females is something that's only females created. And any man using that terminology, well, he found behind the skirt of a woman. And that's a big problem in the black community is matriarchy anyway. If you look at every community who's successful and every superpower, it is not followed by matriarchy. This is why black America is in the condition that it's in, matriarchy, right? Continuing. So anybody using that term toward a black man, like I said, you need to argue, entertain them. They created that. They said divestment. They said it, not black men. Black men, well, what about SYSBM? Okay, and if they say something stupid, I'm gonna address them too, because their thing is, from what I've read and what I've heard, is that they more so, well, get you a woman from overseas. Okay, that's their deal. If that's what they want to do. Well, what about the manosphere? What about it? There's a lot of things in the manosphere that a lot of men need to hear, and I'm gonna tell you why a lot of men need to hear some things in the manosphere. It's because a lot of black men didn't have their father around. Okay, so you need brothers to kind of be schooling these brothers because they didn't have their fathers around. A lot of them. That's the biggest problem in the black community, single motherhood without having a father. So some of these brothers are getting a lot of game from a lot of brothers, that's even the manosphere, or even you come holler at your uncle over here. They're getting a lot of game like that. So I don't take issue with that. But if you come out here acting like freaking Myron and calling the sisters night riders and all kind of things like that, I'm going to say something, which I did say something about that. I don't care if you're male or female. I'm going to come at you when you start talking stupid. I'm just reiterating that for the remedial people that may come by, not the smart people that watch us all the time, not you. But, Lauren, she just kind of fit that divestment mold. And that's the thing. The divestors themselves are failed women. They're failed women. They're saying that they have to hate all black men because they failed at getting one. You really have to be a failure that you can't even get one, just one. That you hate all brothers that you would never meet. You can't stand brothers who you would never have contact with because you failed at getting one. And if you failed at getting one brother, you will fail at getting one Zaddy, because Zaddy will see. Listen, you think Zaddy don't see through you? You think Zaddy don't have YouTube? You think they don't pay attention? Listen, they see you as, hey, I can get this bed winch. Yes, they gonna call you. They gonna have in the mindset you'll present yourself as a bed winch. I'm gonna have this bed winch. I'm gonna get my rocks off, and I'm gonna go on and marry Becky because I'm not messing up my trust fund. That's why I say the divestors are playing a losing hand. That's investing in a company that's about just going to fail regardless, right? But, we're going to definitely keep covering these divestment tales when they come out. That's just about it. Like I said, once again, I know the family's hurt, and I'm not trying to be mean in this commentary for the respect of the family, But realistically, I mean, this is what we say to the young women. Do not listen to these women online. These women online is not going to be put in a situation like you are. You understand? These women online who saying certain things, a lot of them are doing it for Google AdSense. Okay. They're doing it for super chats. They're doing it for Patreons. They're doing it for money. They're using your particular relationship problems as a way to get a bag. Some of them got black men themselves. Some of them sleeping with black men. They not even with a white man, but they talking about black men all day long. And I know they tell a man, look, I'm gonna talk bad about black men. I'm gonna do it because it runs up a check. You understand what I'm saying? Even a lot of people that's really talking that don't even believe that, because they're not really practicing that on a daily basis themselves. They're just running up a check. So to the young women, do not listen to that particular propaganda from the divestment females. They run up a check on your expense. But when you have a real world consequence, because you listen to these females and your head gassed up, and then you get with these crazy zaddies out here, we don't want you to end up in a bad situation. I don't want to have to report on you on divestment tales. I really don't want nothing to happen to you. I don't. See, the brothers actually caring about you, even though you say you hate the brothers. Listen, how many brothers are still trying to talk to you, still trying to, because we understand a lot of you didn't have your daddy around either. So you need some brothers still to give you some instruction too. You need some fatherly advice as well. If you in a situation with this motherly advice that's going on in the black community, maybe it's time for you to start listening to the men and get some brotherly, some uncle advice, some fatherly advice. Get that. Because the men is not going to just sit up here and put you in a bad situation where you can possibly get harmed or even worse, killed, by a zaddy based on a pretense from women that's just trying to run up a bag on YouTube. But let me know what the comments think about the situation with this update with Lauren Smith Fields and the Toxicology report and her feelings about Brothas. I mean, like I said, I hate this happened to her. I hate she was even involved with any of that. I really do. But, we got to look at these situations as a lesson learned for future, women.